Like, whoa.
To It Is What It Is. This episode is presented by Underdog. If you're new to Underdog, today's the day. Get $100 in bonus entries when you play just $5 with code It Is What It Is. We've been with Underdog for a while, so trust me, this is the best offer they've ever dropped, and y'all don't want to miss it. You can make picks right now in most states, including Georgia, Texas, and California, just to name a few. So make sure y'all support the show, lock in your bonus, and start playing today with code It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mace and Cam.
Killer, what's good, man?
What's good, nigga? What's the word? How you?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Stat, how you doing today?
I'm great. Glad to see y'all as always. I'm always in a good mood, I feel like.
Oh, man.
We're good. We are good. And I see you're repping Atlanta today because you want to rep every other city. So with the hat, just had to peep that.
It almost matched, so that was just the hat I picked up. Mm-hmm. It's not the city that I'm repping or nothing like that, Stat. But okay. I see you feeling it this morning, so keep that energy.
I will. Just in a good mood as always. You know.
All right.
Okay. Well, I can tell y'all who's probably not in a good mood. We're going to start with the Giants. So their head coach, Brian Daboll, was fired on Monday. The co-owner said the past few seasons have been nothing short of disappointing, and we have not met our expectations for this franchise. We understand the frustration of our fans, and we will work to deliver a significantly improved product. So, Mace, do you think that they made the right decision in firing him?
Yes, of course. When it comes to the Giants, they've been underperforming for a very, very long time. I think the last time I really was watching the Giants is when, who was that player that caught the football on his helmet and then he fell down with the ball. It was a miraculous play. I think Eli was the quarterback at the time. And since Eli, I don't think I watched him, and I think it's all go back to just the different picks that they picked over the years that just didn't pan out. I mean, from the Daniel Jones all the way back to that time. I remember when they selected Daniel Jones, it was somebody else that we thought we should have picked. I mean, just as New Yorkers. And after that, it was just like, man, it's never going to get better. It was really disheartening. So, all the way up to today with them firing the coach, I think this is just another woe for the New York fans that we have to go through. And it takes us back to the name that Killer gave them a long time ago, next year. Next year. That's what NY means. And I know we got people like Nick watching. I hate to say this, while he's controlling the camera and things like that. But you got to tell the truth where the truth is needed, and it's needed right here. New York just haven't been great for quite some time. So, who knows? This may not be the last firing, but hopefully after this they get it together with the new quarterback and Scatterable. You know, Stat is really high on that. So, hopefully there won't be more firings.
Cam.
Yeah. Listen, they've been underperforming for quite a while, like May said. But you knew this was gonna happen. You know, the coach tried to pass the blame on Russell Wilson. And he said, "It ain't me, it's Russ." Then you get Jackson Dart in there. You running the nigga. The nigga have like 4 concussions in like fucking 5 weeks. Nigga, like, yo, you seen the coach running in the tent. Like, yo, coaches, that shit is illegal. You're not even supposed to run in the tent when one of your players incurred. This nigga was under the fucking tent running in there because he knew that nigga's job was on the line when it came to Jackson Dart. But you designing running plays for the nigga, and he getting concussed every other week or every week. This nigga got a concussion. I don't know if it was 3 or 4 concussions this nigga had, but that's all design plays that you had. Nick Ford, you said, yeah, three concussions. I know
3.
three.
His camera froze. He much was
I'm
about
not
to say.
froze, Mace. You're line stepping. I was good. If you must, go ahead. I'm not froze.
Hey, you was frozen on the screen.
I was. It was, but yeah, 3 fucking concussions back, and they all don't design plays that the coach drew up. And if you don't want to, even if the coach, like the offensive coordinator, drew it up, whatever. You're the head coach. You're in charge, man. Look, shit ain't been good since Plexico shot himself after the Super Bowl, man. The last time shit went fucked up. It been downhill ever since that nigga popped himself and went to jail. That's how bad it's been for the Giants ever since that moment, man. I don't see bright futures. You can sit there and say Scatterboy, and you can sit there and say Jackson Dart. That's just like when we was talking about Connor yesterday. New Yorkers always looking for some hope. They played 2 good weeks and niggas like, yeah, Scat niggas making up nicknames. Scatty, nigga Jack Dart. Niggas out nigga in New York be doing too much, bro. I ain't going front. We be ODing, my nigga. Nigga throwing through the legs on the basketball play. Nigga got a nickname. Like, my nigga, we be doing too much, man. It has not been good for a long time. We don't mind being as New Yorkers loud and proud and wrong and strong. It don't look good for the Giants, but we knew this motherfucking we knew this motherfucking fire was coming sooner than later.
So, as a follow up, right, because we know that now the head coach was fired, but the GM, him and the head coach had about the same record. They got hired around the same time. So, my question to y'all is, does it make sense that the GM is still being kept, to you, Mace?
Yes, at this point, because can't fire everybody now. You gotta keep somebody in place. And I think the GM probably was talking behind the scenes saying, I brought Russell in, but he wanted to go with Jackson Dart. When people start getting fired, people start covering themselves. So who knows? On the inside, pause, they may have had something worked out where they say, you know what, this time we need to get rid of the coach because he's not doing what the GM is asking for. And sometimes when it's that kind of situation, the GM doesn't go. The coach goes because sometimes there's a disconnect between the GM and the coach. Just like sometimes there's a disconnect between the coach and the player. You have to get the person that works well with the system that you're trying to build. And I think at this point, it was the coach doing his own thing, like Cam was saying. He's running in a tent. That's clearly unethical. The GM wasn't with that. So a lot of things I could see that this coach has done that was never really okayed by the GM. So you can't fire him from that. You gotta get rid of the person that's making the system not work.
Yeah, I think Mason's right, but I think they're gonna get rid of that nigga in the off season. I think that you need a little bit of structure there. We just seen this reverse in Miami, where the GM got fired and they kept the coach. Me personally, I was calling that the coach was going to get fired. They ended up firing the GM and keeping the coach from Miami for the Dolphins. And now we have a reverse situation where they fire the coach and keep the GM. You have to keep a little bit of structure. You don't want everything to go haywire uh, and just somebody stepping in. This is something that I think could happen if the Giants don't rack up a couple wins and he don't talk nice to the owners and make them believe that it wasn't his fault. He out of there too, because both of them niggas, when the season started, they was on the hot seat. Both them niggas. But I do think right now that Mace is correct. You can't get rid of everybody at this particular moment because there would be no structure unless the ownership had a structured plan in place. And right now they're leaving that in the hands of the GM for the Giants.
Got it. For them, for the obviously for the one that gets fired, it's just unfortunate because it's like, how are you supposed to overpower the person who stays? Because it's like, if I'm the GM and I'm the head coach and we're both on the hot seat, how are you supposed to retain your position? So it's interesting how that kind of gets figured out. But Joe Shane is safe for now, like Cam said. We'll see what happens in the off season. Okay, so speaking of the Giants, got a little update on Russell Wilson. So he's officially partnered with Cameo. So he's doing personalized video messages to fans. And part of the proceeds will go to his Why Not You Foundation. But what do you guys think of this side quest? Because we saw how Russell Wilson kind of started, and we're seeing kind of where it's going. Mace, what do you think?
When you say you saw how it started
Mm-hmm.
versus where it's going, do you see that? Do you see this as a bad thing, Stat? Just
I
yes or no
think the
before I
donations
start.
are great, but in the middle of the season, you doing cameos, and I know you're not on the field. I think it brings it back to what are we doing here? What is the goal here?
Now, I'm normally with you on this Russell Wilson thing, but today's stat, I can't go with you on that. I think Russell Wilson is figured out, they're not playing me. I got to think of another way to make some money here, or think of another way to further my cause. To be in such an explosive market like New York and to not be on the field has to be catastrophic to branding. You could think of all of the branding meetings that you could be having and things you could be doing as a brand ambassador and as a brand architect that you just can't do when you're not playing. So I think this is just the natural sidestep that a person takes when the first thing is not doing well. He's figuring out another way to stay productive, another way to be generating revenue for another cause that matters to him outside of football, and that's the Why Not You Foundation.
Hey, Cam.
This, this shit got Sierra written all over it. Yeah, word to mother. Shit got her written all over this shit. Yo, babe, you're not playing anyway. You might as well keep your name out there, take some pictures, and then donate it. Because it ain't like we need the money, but you got to keep your name out there one way or another. Because right now, playing backup, you're not going to have your name out there. Now, I got a bunch of people. You could imagine the people hitting her for him. She probably got,
Yeah.
if not dozens, at least a couple hundred people reaching out. Yo, we could do this, we could do that. This is all Sierra. I'm willing to bet the house on it. If I could bet, if underdog had an over or under on it, I'm betting over. This is Sierra. Russell don't know no Cameo. His agent ain't coming to him with that shit. Yo, you want to take pictures, nigga? Yo, you cute, you handsome, your hair is good, you still got all your specs. There's no reason for you to just be playing back up in New York. You need to take pictures. We keep our name alive and stay out there. She looking for the next thing till Russell get a starting job again. That's how I feel about it. And back to what Mace said, yeah, Mace is correct, definitely correct. And I think Stat is correct too. But when your main thing, trust me, when we go back to the main thing, talk about keeping the main thing, his main thing ain't maintaining. His main thing ain't maintaining it. Shit is he get back up, nigga. I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, outside of him being hurt, Russell Wilson has never been a backup. As far as I can remember, I ain't even looking in my notes and none of that shit. As far as I remember, maybe his first couple years in Seattle, I don't fucking even remember. But as far as I remember back watching Russell Wilson play, he's been a starter. This is new charted territory for him. They try to keep his name out there and try to put donations in it to make it seem good. We doing the right thing. We donating to charity. Nah, nigga. Sierra told you stay alive, nigga. Keep your name out there. Because you will get lost in the mix as a backup quarterback. That's one of them situations where you'll look up in 2-3 years and you're like, yo, where the fuck is Russell Wilson at? You're like, oh, he a backup in Carolina. For Bryce Young, word. That's how I go in the NFL when you're a quarterback.
That is how things go. I mean, to Kim's point, if we're going that route to keep your name up, then it's a good thing because it kind of goes to the conversation of what do you consider acceptable side quest, right? Because when we talk about basketball and when we hit on the fashion topic, it works for some, it doesn't work for some. But then in football, Cameo's doing video conversations with people. That's where my brain is like, I don't think it makes sense. But if it's to keep, philanthropic efforts and like give back, then cool. So you actually
Hey,
brought out a
yo,
different perspective. But
first of all, this is what I'm saying, Sierra. And I'm not saying she wrong for doing it, so don't take that the wrong way, audience. I'm not saying she foul or nothing. She in the house. She like, we gotta keep she getting quiet. We know what the motherfucking starting quarterback get. Gatorade, Nike, Wheaties box, fucking Amazon commercials. You know what starting quarterbacks get. This is definitely a backup quarterback gig. Cameo take pictures. Nah, nigga.
So you thinking about it's not Gatorade now? Niggas is doing pictures. Before you know it, niggas will be doing what? What else could they
What
be
I'm
doing?
saying is
Potato
this murder.
chips.
What I'm saying is this murder is that you wouldn't even ask a starter to do this gig. That's what I'm saying. If you were starting, you wouldn't even approach a nigga with this shit. This is
you
backup quarterback activity.
do you think she'll let him do Master P potato chips?
Sometimes it ain't about what she gonna let him do. It's about what she gonna tell him to do. This what we doing, baby. This what we
Oh
doing.
man.
So if that's what she say, that's what she say.
So she leading him to the water.
My opinion. Look, let's not get it fucked up. Russell Wilson got made a lot of money. He's rich as a motherfucker. He's good. That's why I say keep the name alive. It ain't like he need no money. And that's why they saying this is going to charity. The nigga's rich as a motherfucker. But you know how that shit go, murder? Sometime, look, I ain't gonna say no names and shit. But I know people who girlfriends or wives came to me and say, yo, this nigga ain't who I met. This is when I met him, you know, that nigga.
He was that nigga.
Yeah, he's that nigga, man. Like now can with. I said, I don't get involved with people's personal business. So y'all, I'm gonna mind my business, and I hope he get back to what you looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't mad at me one way or another, but I'm just saying in general, sometimes females when they meet you, this what they expecting. Like, yo, nah, nigga, we was on tour, yo, we was doing this, we was doing that. Then when shit start dying down, you like, yo, what's up? Thought we was gonna do? I thought, yo, my nigga, everything ain't that. Well, that's what I signed up for. I ain't, I ain't signed up for a backup quarterback.
Mm.
I signed up for the nigga who running shit. You got to think about this, right? When he left Seattle, right? Not saying he have a good deal in Seattle. We don't know all the incentives that he had outside the deal. At least I don't. But Sierra was with him when he went to Denver. And this is some of
Yeah.
the shit that turned Sean Payton off. 2 parking spots at the front, at the front of the stadium. Yo, I need my own office. Yo, make sure that
Mm.
we got laminates for this, that. Yo, my nigga, you just the quarterback. You ain't the owner, nigga. You need an office too in the building. Fuck you mean you get the front two parking spots in the front. He had mad incentives. Athletes don't get it fucked up. You leverage what you can get. But that sound like wifey. Why we don't get the 2
Yeah.
parking spots? Yo,
Yeah. What if I want to come later?
yeah, yo, set up the office here so you ain't just gotta work from home all the time. You say, yo, listen, he watching tape and he throwing fucking football. Yeah, watch the tape here. Go down straight to the field. This is all female activity, which is, I'm not mad. Negotiate what you can negotiate. Get what you can get. Cameo kisses on camera for charity. I ain't jacking
Mm.
Russell Wilson. His agent came up with this, bro.
Yeah, this is wow. Now that you look back, that whole negotiation is aging badly, you know, because now you think about it, this is probably what the what's the coach
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton was talking about, like all of this stuff you're asking for. And when it's like this, when you going through it with a guy and you know his wife is telling him all of this, you know you're not even talking to him, you talking to his wife really. He's coming up with all of these things. You know he never talks like this until he goes home. Then he comes back to work with all of these demands. It's a horrible relationship, man. I hate that for them. I hate this for you, Killer. I hate this for anybody that gotta talk with niggas and they sound like they wife talking right now. You like, bro, where are you getting this from?
What you hate that for me for?
It sounds like you endured this, so I was just, letting the chips fall where they may, you know.
Murder, you married, not me. You gotta go home every weekend, nigga. You gotta get back. That's why they got the headphones on. Last time I said something, I see Murder face look up like this. No, this nigga. This nigga
can't. Yeah. I mean, that's good for jokes, but you remember I told her this in front of you, Killer. You know I run a show. I'm a big show runner, man. You know, I
Whenever
call
you
the shots.
whenever you ready to
I
put her
call
next,
all the shots, man.
whenever you ready to put her next to you and she co-sign this, then let me know.
Yeah. This is not one of those cases, Killer. You know, I was born as a man's man. You know,
Murder,
Mama didn't birth no beta. You know that. You know that.
this sound like when Martin was telling Gina, "Let me win the argument when we go back outside."
I wouldn't name the guys, Killer, but I don't want to do it on this show. I know all the guys that go through this. I'm not one of them. If I lift my hand and I go like this, like Malcolm X, she goes that way. You get that? You see that? It goes that way.
All right.
they
Don't call
they say
don't call.
no. They say no man should have all that power.
All right, I already know where this is going. I know exactly where it's going. Yo, Nick.
Nick, yeah.
Yo, Nick.
Yeah.
Yo, I need a couple things taken out. I know where this is going. Yeah, I know
Let
that
him
for
get it
you.
all. Stat, when you go see Malcolm X, remember this right here.
I remember.
Go that way. Yeah.
I remember. Not this the safe space. Okay. So the Eagles beat the Packers 10-7. It was a pretty low scoring game. So Mace, do you feel like the Packers are starting to lose that momentum, or do you think they'll be just fine? And how you feeling about the Eagles?
I'm actually not surprised that the Packers are losing. I mean, you got to think they're not just losing to anybody. They're losing to the Philadelphia Eagles, which has quietly just been on a tear. You know, when you look at the standings, they're right now standing at 7-2. They're playing pretty good, even with away games. They're 4-1, so they're a better team away than Green Bay is at home at this point. So I'm definitely not surprised. You got Jalen Hurts. He didn't play spectacular, but when you're not turning over the ball, you're definitely gonna win in this football league, because it seems like every time we talk about a team losing, you can go right to the turnovers. And I hate to make it so simple, but the team that leads in the turnover department is normally the team that win, unless you get the championship points and somebody is just playing that stellar above them. Jalen Hurts goes for, what is it, 183 yards or so. It's not that much further than Jordan Love. Neither one of them had turnovers. But when you're taking care of the ball, the team that take care of the ball the best is the team that's going to win, especially in November.
Yeah, Mace, but Jalen Hurts did turn the ball over. Just didn't throw an interception. He fumbled it. Does that count? It's a turnover.
Yeah.
I watched this whole game. And if you like defense, it was a great game. If you're a defense, like to be honest, I love watching high scoring games, but I want to give both defenses a lot of credit. And both quarterbacks looked terrible. The throws were over, or was too high, underthrown. Both of them, Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts, did not look good. Jalen Hurts all night looked like he was scared of Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, I don't know if he had sacks or not, but he was on niggas' ass. They get rid of that ball because that nigga, his tear to the quarterback pause is just unmatched. I see why it was a big deal with him leaving the Cowboys. Not saying I didn't pay attention to what he did the first 4 seasons with the Cowboys, but that nigga be on them quarterbacks' ass, bro. And it was disrupting Jalen Hurts' throws. Jordan Love didn't throw good either. There was one touchdown, which was a spectacular catch. Saquon Barkley, he caught a pass and opened it up for like 30, 40-yard pass and yak after the catch. But it was just a great defensive game. But to Mason's point, Philadelphia is a great team right now, and they're actually leading the NFC. If you had to have a bye right now, it'd be them. But it just goes to show when you're not blowing teams out, you're not winning by a lot. We said this shit about them the last couple seasons, and they still ended up going to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl actually, and they're not playing good. I think these are the more tougher games when you could win in the grit and on the grind, and not just everything be a blowout. Because when them tough games happen, you get like a deer in headlights. So I thought this was a great one for Philadelphia. On the other hand, we're looking at the Green Bay Packers saying we thought that they may win the NFC or at least be in the NFC Championship, and they're on a downslide right now. But we'll see what happens. But overall, this game was pretty boring if you don't like defense. But I thought that both teams' defense was impeccable.
Hey Cam, how many fumbles did the Packers have?
I believe they had one that I seen as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had 2.
They had 2?
Just,
okay.
I mean, yeah. I don't want you out there saying I'm wrong about something. I'm right,
No, you said Jalen Hurts didn't turn the ball over, but he did. So you were wrong.
I said the team that takes care of the football the best.
You definitely said, absolutely. I ain't gonna lie, you said that, but you said Jalen Hurts didn't turn the ball over as well.
Okay.
So maybe 2 things could be right.
Killer, you think you're sharp today.
Your words, maybe 2 things could be right.
I know, that's why we're all laughing.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You did say that, though. You absolutely did say that.
That was good.
That's when you're sharp, Stat, when you can beat somebody with their own words.
No, that's good.
Excuse me.
I'm learning. Okay, so now let's get to some of the Sunday games. So the 49ers lost to the Rams 42-26, but I actually want to make this more about the Rams and the Seahawks because they're both 7-2. So Mace, right now, which team do you trust more, the Rams or the Seahawks?
I'm neither. If it's ever a time you can say neither, this would be neither. I mean, it's not much to trust. That you ask some real interesting questions. I think you're starting to line up with underdog. But you ask questions that could really go both ways. Go ahead. The floor is yours. So, line step me.
The point. Sorry. the words, y'all
this
are on it today.
Last 2 weeks is this line stepping week.
Right. I just wanted to make the point because I wanted to make this a whole conversation because I've been saying, and we're all noticing things that we didn't expect to happen keep happening. Like even just looking into the season this year, I feel like the quarterbacks and the teams that we expected to be great are losing games that we didn't expect. It happened with Patrick Mahomes. It's happening with Josh Allen. It's happening, unfortunately, with Jaden Daniels because of his injury. It's happening with Jordan Love. Like we're seeing it a lot. So I know you're saying you don't trust either team, but like also what team do you trust the most? And I know you're a Chiefs fan. I get it.
You know,
But it's just
Stat,
some things to
you're
think about.
asking who do I trust the most? Who do I trust the most out of who again? Say it again, just so you can hear it.
Between the Rams and the Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick one, I would have to go with the Seahawks. If I had to say which one do I trust more, Sam Donald, that's gonna be a much more safer choice. But I still don't trust Seattle to do much. Even though they will be the team that you could trust the most out of these two, I don't trust them to do much. Neither do I trust the Rams to go far in the playoffs or anything like that. And you could say my take. You don't have to like my take, but it always rang true around January, around Black History Month. We start getting, close to Black History Month. People start recognizing all those weird takes of Mace that Nick somehow could pull up, but he doesn't pull up. They come back and they age well. My takes age well. I don't trust either one of them.
So the people are out to get you. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, between the people and the way Cam, voices his discrepancies about my
Yo,
takes, and
that's crazy,
people can see me and all of these things. When they go back and look at it, they say, "Yo, the nigga Mace be knowing what he talking about." But people don't remember the what they call it when they clear up the lie. They don't remember that. They just remember the first explosive thing that was said.
Yeah, that'll stand
Murder. You
out.
could go pull up. You could go pull up your takes too. Why you don't pull up your takes? You can pull them up. You ain't nobody holding your takes hostage. You think not? You can go pull them up. You got one
Yes,
take. You got
Nick,
one take.
Nick.
You got one take all season. The Chiefs. That's your only take. The whole season, every season. It's the main take. This was an easy question, Murder. You just asked your opinion. Who do you trust more?
But I answered it. I said I trust Sam Donald and the Seahawks more than the Rams. I know that the Rams normally do their thing, but and they come on pause a little bit late. But if I was going with what I'm saying, look at the colors I'm wearing. I'm wearing a neon green. Seahawks.
See, but Cam's discrepancies, Nick's edits, and my questions are out to get you. Like, we're here for you. Your opinion is always going to be your opinion.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, that you definitely when I'm in studio, you're on my side until Cam comes, and then when Cam comes, you kind of switch everything up. Nick knows this; he can't say it. He wants his raise. He can't say
switching things
anything
up.
right
Like the
now.
Gemini is just
Yeah,
Gemini.
it's the Gemini. Maybe that's it. You're Kanyeing right now. You think it's all. Sometimes you think it's about you. You be Kanyeing, but we're here for it, Grow into your Kanye.
Cam.
Maybe when I'm not in the studio, Murder, people don't want you treating them like you Malcolm X.
What he say? Remember
Maybe
this?
people don't want you
Remember
pointing and
this?
they gotta
I
go point.
remember.
Maybe that's the problem when I'm not there. Like, yo, this nigga be on some Malcolm X when you're not around. Maybe that's what it's about, Murder. I
Yeah,
can't say. But
yeah.
if yeah,
So you got Malcolm X, you got Kanye. Who would you be, Killer? Joe Jackson. Then you got Malcolm X, Joe Jackson, and Kanye.
That's a mix. That is a mix.
And that's why the hood love it so much. You get Malcolm with Kanye and Joe Jackson.
Who's Nick?
Yeah,
Next question.
Nick is on. What was Easy manager name?
Jerry Heller.
Jerry Hello. Yeah, my bad, Nick. At least you can say you the, at least you can say you the white boy with NWA. You know there's some flair to that.
Yo, Nick, I don't know if that's a compliment. Jerry Heller was supposed to have been robbing niggas, man.
Nick, my guy. Nick, I can't unsee it now. Yeah, Nick, you my guy, Nick. Pause, Nick, you my guy. Jerry Heller is wild though.
Look, if I had to pick, I'm going to go with the Rams. The reason I'm going to go with the Rams is because the experience that they have together with Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford already won the Super Bowl probably about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. Whenever they did that trade for golf, they put them over the hump with Matthew Stafford. Then you got to, I know they got rid of Cooper, but you come back with Pookie. I call him Pookie because I don't want to mispronounce his name. Yeah, Stat, you can say it because you say it correctly. Puka Nakua, okay, Pookie. So if I'm making the decision out of those two teams, I'm definitely going with the Rams. Not only that, when you look at the Rams' losses this season, they lost in overtime to the 49ers on a field goal, and then they lost because they didn't score any points in the fourth quarter against the Eagles. They let the Eagles get 12 points in the fourth quarter, and then they only lose by a touchdown. So they haven't lost by more than a touchdown this season. You could easily say they could be undefeated if they could end up getting a fucking touchdown or scoring a couple points in the fourth quarter. And they're thriving right now. So if I had to pick a team out of those two, that'd be the reason I go with the Rams.
Okay. In the comments down below, let us know who y'all trust more, and also let us know who you guys think we categorize as, because we base the whole thing is crazy. Like, I need order in the court. I need to see what the comments got to say, because I would like to be chosen again. But we're going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss the Steelers versus the Chargers. Don't go anywhere.
What's up, big dog? What's up, big dogs? Martin Luther King Jr. will be alive today if Tua was the shooter. Tua's passer rating can barely go to the club and get a bottle. 24.1 passer rating against the Browns. Marlon Humphrey is online saying that he wants to go on a glizzy tour. He wants to go to 50 states and try 50 Glocks.
It's going to be challenging for A.J. Brown. He typically stands outside the numbers a lot, and that's where PS2 thrives.
CeeDee Lamb said this is one of the best offenses he's been a part of. And as much as I hate to say it, I can see why he says that. I just said all these positive things about the Cowboys makes me want to throw up. So I know it's taboo to put your hands on your kids. I know. But I had to whoop your son the other day.
When I evaluate rookies, the best thing I can always say about the ones that are doing the best, they understand pass protection. Pass pro is where you see some rookies struggle. He's not doing that. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. On Thursday, the Jets will play the Patriots. Underdog has Drake May at 241.5 passing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
Yeah, I'm going to go higher.
I'm going higher as well.
Okay, Stephon Diggs is at 50.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Yeah, he's going to get some of that 242. Definitely higher.
Yeah, higher.
Okay, and Breece Hall is at 60.5 rushing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
60 what?
60.5 rushing yards for Brees Hall.
I'm gonna go higher.
I'm going lower.
All right. Make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So the Steelers lost to the Chargers 25-10. Chargers got their third straight win. After this game, Mace, do you feel more confident in the Chargers or are you more concerned about the Steelers?
You know what I'm gonna say right here. I'm here to rub the salt in, Stat. I'm really surprised that the Steelers would lose this. I thought they would take care of business, but this is around the time that the Steelers start regressing every year, and we start going with this narrative that hey, we're so excited that Mike Tomlin is 500 again. Oh my goodness, that it seems like deja vu. What was that called? Ferris Bueller? This is one of those days. You're about to have the same year as last year, so look forward to it, Stat. I know you don't like to hear this. I'm surprised you even put this in the questions. How do you feel these days?
You cannot be biased.
How do you feel? Yeah, you don't look well today. Are you doing well?
You started off by saying I look so happy. Now I don't look well.
I mean, when it got to the Steelers, something changed in your demeanor. Look at you now. It's like you're like eating limes and lemons. But Killer, it's on you.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't look too happy. Look at you.
To answer your question, Stat, is both. So you should be, if you're the Steelers, yeah, you should be fucking concerned. Absolutely. Because I told you, when we talk about saving takes, I don't know what week it was. It could have been more than 2 weeks, Nick. But keep that take when I said that Baltimore is going to come back when Lamar Jackson comes back and win this division. I said this. I said Steelers keep losing. Bengals can't stop a fucking nosebleed. Lamar Jackson come back and he look healthy. And that's only if he stays healthy, too. I'm not wishing nobody get hurt or nothing. But if he stays healthy, the Ravens are going to win this division. And y'all should be scared if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore look good. They got 3 games winning straight, 3-game winning streaks since Lamar Jackson been back. He looks, or 2 since he's been there. They won the week before he got there. They look good. So if you're the Steelers, yes, you should have took more advantage. Not saying y'all ain't win some games, but knowing this man was out for 4 games, 5 games, y'all shouldn't have lost no games knowing the potential of him to come back. So yes, if I'm the Steelers, I'm concerned. Then I see some shit. You know, I know this a little bit off topic. I see my nigga Joe Burrow back in practice. Talking about, yeah, he's scheduled for full contact. For what? For what? Joe Flacco's doing what he's supposed to do. You gonna rush this man back, and the offense can't do no more than what it's already doing. Unless you're gonna put Joe fucking Burrow at free safety, or you're gonna put him at cornerback, or gonna have him on the line tackling niggas. What the fuck are you trying to talk about? Oh, I want to get back. So they're doing fine off offense, ringing off, averaging 41, 42 points, rushing him back for what? They could score another 40 points. If the defense can't stop nobody, it don't make no fucking sense. Baltimore will win the division. So, yeah, Pittsburgh should be concerned. And if I'm the Chargers are fucking thriving right now. They win this game. They put a 2-game or game-and-a-half lead in between them and Kansas City. So they're ahead of Kansas City. And then you got 1.5 game behind Denver, who's leading the division right now. So this is a great momentum to try and gain some space in between Kansas City, because we all know, we said on the show, we don't know what can happen with the Chiefs. The Chiefs could come back and ring off their last 6-7 games, and then before you know it, they're leading the division. So as much as you want to, well, that ain't been happening, Mace. They've been usually leading the division since the beginning of the season. This is rare territory for the Chiefs right now. But I trust put it like this, I trust the Chargers more than I do the Broncos. And the Broncos are leading the division. So I think this is great momentum for the Chargers. And if I am Pittsburgh Steelers fan, player, coach, GM, etc., I'd be very concerned.
You
That's
know what, Cam? I'm really excited about that take you just took right there. Pause, because it's giving me a foreshadow of what's to come. I could see that the Chiefs just running off a few victories, and all of a sudden the Steelers are fading to the back, and we're right back at Groundhog's Day, looking at the Chiefs be the champs again. Oh my goodness.
so many thoughts. First of all, Groundhog's Day, major throwback, because I could promise us probably none of us here have even seen a groundhog in real life. Second thing, have a question about Joe Burrow.
Hold on, real quick.
I know
Stat,
what he about to say.
Now I'm asking Stat, do you know what Groundhog's Day is?
Yeah, it's like if the groundhog comes out, then something happens if you see him.
What?
If the groundhog comes out the tunnel or whatever, then it means not leap.
Oh my!
It's something, and if he doesn't come out, it means the opposite. I just forgot what he comes out for.
She said leap. She said if you come out as leap year.
Stat, they're gonna kill you, Stat.
I literally forgot.
They're gonna kill you.
They just gonna say I ain't sending my kid to Miami. I ain't sending my kid to Miami.
Wait. Let me retract. If the groundhog sees his shadow, something happens. I don't know what that is.
Oh my goodness, Stat.
All right, Stat, just so you know, it's a couple things. The technicals.
She's lost. Black girl lost. Oh my goodness, Nick. Are you watching this, Nick?
So listen, Stat, I want to educate you real quick. So the way it works is this. It's if the groundhog sees a shadow, that means winter lasts like an extra 2 or 3 weeks or some shit, 4 weeks. If he doesn't see a shadow, something like that, to where I ain't gonna say because I never pay attention, but it's if he sees a shadow, winter lasts or don't last extra 2-3 weeks. But that isn't what Mace was. That isn't to what Mace was alluding to. It's a movie called Groundhog's Day. Have you ever seen? I know you didn't see that movie. I know it.
Oh, you're so lost.
Yes, Groundhog Day means in the movie the same shit happens all the time, and that's what Mace was alluding to when he said Groundhog's Day. That it's just going to be a repeat of the Chiefs being back in the championship.
Woo! Yeah, I was not.
Oh, Stat. Yeah, they're going to get you for this.
Can I just say, first of all, I didn't know that because I've seen a movie where it repeats itself. It's called Happy Death Day, and the thing keeps happening over and over until they fix it. But I'm crying because when you just contain so much information in your head, you don't sometimes remember what comes from. That was one of those moments. Because also, again, y'all know I grew up in Florida. We don't have a real winter. So I'm like, what are we waiting for this groundhog to see his shadow for if it's going to be the same weather throughout the year? That just didn't make sense to me.
And she was crying. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's a good explanation, though.
That does not make it was going to be the same weather regardless. So we're waiting for what? It didn't make sense. But thank you for catching me up to speed. I don't know where leap year came from, but we're just gonna pretend that never happened. But what I was gonna say,
you gotta go watch the movie now, Stat.
I gotta add it to the list, Mace.
Stat is like 9 movies, and she still ain't seen Juice.
Y'all have too many for me.
Goodness,
I'm
Stat.
up to date though. Okay, I've seen Sinners, I've seen Weapons. Okay,
that ain't none of the movies we told you to see.
Yeah. And she thinks she's caught up talking about she's seen Sinners and the Weapons. I'm like,
did you see Minister Society?
Yes. But can I reiterate what happened? Not right now.
She didn't see it all.
No, I did. I
You
just
didn't
don't think
finish
I
it.
remember which one that is. So that's why I need to go back and put together the title and
Oh,
the name. Guys,
oh my goodness,
between
that.
between watching all these games throughout the week and then catching up on movies and then having it's a lot to consume, okay? I'm trying my best. That's what I will say. Whew. Back to the
You
Steelers.
seen Warriors stat? Did you see Warriors?
No. I don't even
Oh
know
my
what's
goodness.
that's alluding to, but okay, we've watched different things, and that is okay. I like horror movies. I will stay over there and then go where I need to go when I'm supposed to go there. Okay,
Okay, go ahead with the show.
back to the Steelers. Obviously, I'm not going to say obvious because it's not obvious. I am concerned because there are some holes. Because with the Chargers, their defense completely shut us down offensively, which is why on the other side, I can say Chargers fans should be confident in their team because they have a lot to work with. Okay. We know the Steelers have started getting their jump back, but Lamar Jackson is also back. So that does the take that Cam has made is very true because we don't know if that's going to surpass. I can just hope that the Ravens aren't going to surpass us, but it's very likely. But all I know is right now, as far as our schedule, next we play the Bengals, then we play the Bears. Those are two games that we have a very good shot at winning based on how we've started. So if we can,
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking it to numbers at this point. It's not even about the actual team. If we can win those next two games, and then we got to face the Bills, that's in the future. We can still keep the curb right ahead the Ravens, and that's all I can ask for right now. I'm not jumping ship, just a little bit nervous, but I'm not too nervous because it's football and things are going to happen, and that is fine. But those are my 2 cents there. Back to Joe
You're not
Burrow.
jumping ship. You're
No,
not
I'm
jumping
I'm a
ship,
never jump
but
ship. I'm a
your
little
feet are in the water.
they dangling over the water. It's like, okay, but we
Okay.
good for now. We're at cruising altitude, okay? We're fine for now. But there are some holes. But we knew we had some holes. Whether that's going to be through coaching, whether that's going to be if we feel like we know Aaron Rodgers is in the long-term answer. There's a lot of things. I just would like to keep winning. That's all I can ask for right now. Just staying ahead of the Ravens. If you call it mediocrity, that's y'all. Me, I just want to continue winning and see how far we can get for now. Okay.
Well,
Back
if we're
to
going off numbers real quick,
yes,
Caleb,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying now. Look, y'all defense got to play good against the
the Bears.
Bengals. You know,
Oh, and the
no,
Bengals.
I'm talking about the Bengals. You got to play
Okay.
defense because you know we'll hang 40 points up on niggas, but our defense sucks. Aaron Rodgers will pick us apart. Now the Bears don't act like that's no cakewalk these days. The
Yeah.
Bears have been
Yeah.
playing really decent the last few weeks, man. Fingernail polish and no fingernail polish. The Bears, Caleb Williams and them niggas have been playing really good. So yeah, it's a good chance, but it's no cakewalk for either one of these games. So I appreciate your optimism.
I'm always have it. You know, can't fight it. So earlier you were talking about Joe Burrow. I want to go back to that really quick because in the press conference he was saying that he is aiming to return Thanksgiving-ish, and that Thanksgiving-ish game is supposed to be versus the Ravens. So Cam, your take is that you don't even want Joe Burrow to touch, like you want him just fully recover. Is that kind of where your thoughts are right now?
Yeah, absolutely. My thing is, I would say if Browning was still quarterbacking, get the
Mm-hmm.
fuck back, Joe Burrow. Hurry up. But Joe Flacco, for what he's been asked to do, coming from the Browns, coming over to Cincinnati, he's been great. Like I said, this is the first time in history a team scored 80 points 2 games straight and lost both the games. You get 42 and 38 points and you lose both the games. This is not Joe Flacco's fault. We've seen record-breaking numbers from Jamar Chase with Joe Flacco at quarterback. We've seen T. Higgins prosper, and I'm not saying ever. Don't get this fucked up. I'm not saying Joe Flacco should replace Joe Burrow, but I'm saying let Joe Burrow make sure he's hurt. Let's say he come back Thanksgiving and stub his toe, and niggas would have been like, see, what is you rushing back for when the defense is not going to stop nobody anyway? So me personally, I would make sure that he's 1,000,000,000% better before he comes back. But I seen Joe Flacco at the press conference, the one you just alluded to. That's just a competitor. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. He want to play. And that's one of them situations where you're like, damn, I said I'm better. The doctor said I'm better. I want to play. You can see it's bothering him, like in his own way, because he's a cool motherfucker. Joe Burrow is one of the coolest white boys you ever going to see. And he like, nah, I'm going to be we aiming for Thanksgiving, but it's no real reason. But, you know, he want to play. The nigga's a $250 million quarterback. He wants to play.
Yeah. We'll hope all goes well for him. We've seen, like I said, a lot of things happening, but some are just cruising by and some are going to remain on top, and then some are in the slumps, and you guys can categorize where your team lands. But that is all the time that we have for today, y'all. Thank y'all for watching, and as always, it is what it is.